Right, so this one, are they an asset in the arena? I think they might be overconfident in the arena, and they have like all of the kind of right bits, but they're also sort of lost. But you do kind of trust their confidence, and they're really giving it the tough shit a go. Like they're chucking knives around, and not they're not chucking knives around. They're like holding a sword in the arena, and you really like pump your fist for them, but you're still somehow worried that they're not going to make it. Um, but they don't want to form alliances in there. And yet you kind of understand each other. Like we kind of understand each other in there. Do you like love? I really like this person. I think we want to love each other, but we can't quite figure that out. And we trust each other, but we keep saying we don't. Rate the connection out of 100, like a 68. How upset would I be if they stole my man? I think I can see them like putting a generic attempt in, but they wouldn't actually want them, but then maybe they would. But they would be scared to do it, really? And then I don't think I'd do it to them either. So we're kind of like, we're like thumbs up to each other. Like I can kind of see that we're both afraid of that. And we could very well have the exact same type, but we're confident there's enough of that to go around. Would you ask them to be a bridesmaid? No, I don't think they'd like doing that. And I'm not sure they'd come to my wedding, but I would invite them. What surreal setting are we in? We're both witches burning on a long stake, but I'm slightly higher than her, so my leg fat keeps dripping in her eye and making her cough blood, and mosquitoes are biting her as well. But we keep competing to see if they put me up first for a reason or if it's random, and proudly trying to remind the other that the fact that we have always been... and we're proudly trying to remind each other that of the fact that we've always felt unwell in like a really raunchy cabaret song, whilst the third party watching loses their ability to ever get an erection after realizing they actually sent off their accusations that we're witches and off when they are drunk instead of burning them in the oven instead. And this one is like an internet mother to me. Are they an asset in the arena? I think they're like a strange statue in the arena that's potentially classical but is wearing like babe station clothing. That I do run to, and I'm like, no, you get it. And then I'm like, but it's like kind of intention. No, I think I wrote this one near the end. Okay. Do you like, love, or trust them? I don't really know them. We like each other. Maybe we love each other and we kind of trust each other. Connection out of 100. I think me and this one are like 55. And I'm testing the limits, and I think it's actually a 75. But we're kind of like, ooh, let's keep it at 55. Let's say it's 55. How upset would you be if they stole your man? I don't think they'd ever see each other. And if she stole my man, it would be a weird kind of porn clip. At like an old medieval market. would you ask them to be your bridesmaid? I don't think they'd come to my wedding. I don't think they'd expect to get an invite, and I don't think they'd want to be my bridesmaid. What surreal scene are we in? We're in a weird enchanted book where she's my mother, but she's like a flake of dust and keeps informing me that she's actually my dead aunt who slept with my dad because she didn't like him and wanted to ruin his life. So my mum swapped places with her in the spirit realm after she killed him unknowingly and disappeared, but forced her to take her place. And this one, I don't know why I didn't check in earlier, and I haven't thought of a thing to explain. But are they an asset in the arena? I think they're like in the clinic. But they're really cocky about it. They like wanted to end up in the clinic, and they actually have problems. But they're kind of like in a hero's run at the clinic. Do you like, love, and or trust them? We really like each other. We love each other, and I think we trust each other. But we understand that trust is kind of uncool, so we play it off like we don't. Rate a connection out of 100, potentially like an 80, because I think we're really similar to a certain extent, and then the stuff that's different is really different. We're like maybe the same item of clothing in like weird kind of trying to be different and cool versions of a different kind of season. But then in the same breath, I think maybe we're both in the spring line and we're just completely radical objects in the same clothing line. How upset would you be if they stole your man? I could see them trying in the way an uncle tries to fuck your girlfriend. And maybe my boyfriend would be sort of into them. Would you ask them to be your bridesmaid? No, but I would want them at my wedding. And I weirdly think they'd be a calming presence there. What surreal scene are you always in together? I think we might be trapped in like a pastel kind of girly pop super massive walk-in fridge together, both getting fat and skinny, trying to figure out if it means anything, whilst she's digging a tunnel to China and I'm trying to get my phone to work so that we could get help. Okay, this last video's short, but that's it for me. And if you've stuck through all of these, then you're a champ. And there's a lot of people in here, and I've tried not to miss anyone out. But I could, I guess, do it for a lot of people, even if they've not made it. I think with this one, I was more liberal, and yet every person mentioned feels pretty significant. Although I guess I could have cut some of them out. I hope this was pleasant to watch, or at least funny. And I'm sorry that these were so weird and potentially unwoke. But I feel like I've nailed every single one for some reason.